I'm nervous. I've never done this before.
This is good. Hey everybody, it's Facebook. I think we're on YouTube also. We're live. I think we're maybe Twitter and LinkedIn. It's Carm Capriato, Remarkable Results Radio. We're here live at Vision. We do this every time we're here, and it's always an honor to be here. By the way, we're sponsored by Napa Auto Care, and we just like to get rolling seats and people into the microphone. The Expo Hall just opened up about an hour ago. There were thousands of people that passed into it. Everybody's busy. 2 days of training. It goes till Sunday. And if you've never come to Vision, and it was ironic, we have, I think, Jerry, 42% new people here. I think that was the number you told me yesterday. Something in that order. I mean, that's a lot of people. That's pretty darn close to four figures in people that are here that are new. Ironically, Tracy was at a dinner the other night, met a lady shop owner who lived. You could walk to her shop, and she's never known of Vision until this year. You walk to her shop from here, and so the point that I'm trying to make is that Vision is discovering new people each and every year, and it's an exciting that people come here and says, "Wow, I never knew. This is incredible," and the kind of training that you can get here, you can't get anywhere else. With me is Matt Wagg from Accelerated Diagnostics, Bellington, Nebraska. And if you can recognize Matt to my left, we recently did an episode on health risks and health scare. And he broke his elbow. How long ago?
We're pushing 5 months now.
Get a little closer, 5 months. And in 2 weeks or in about 10 days, you're going to have your second set of surgery on that elbow.
Yes.
And we talked about, as a shop owner, what happens when something like that terribly happens to you, and how to recover from it, and the team. And so, did you close the shop?
We did.
You closed the shop to come here. Yep. And Taylor.
Yep.
Taylor's one of your peoples.
Yep.
Taylor, what training did you take today?
So today I took a hands-on PICO class.
Yeah.
Over at the college, and it was a lot of knowledge. It's like a beginner's level PICO class. The first section of the class was just kind of going over the basics on how to set up the PICO scope, just kind of to get through it. And then the second half, it was a little bit after the first break, right before lunch. They're like, "All right, we're done talking. Everybody get a group, get a car. Let's get rolling on this, and let's get something figured out, and let's start learning."
So did you hear Taylor? If you're listening to this now or tonight or tomorrow or this weekend, ask yourself, if you're a shop owner, should my Taylor have been here so that he could come back with all this great new knowledge?
Right.
Respect to the owner who closed the shop, who paid for you to come. And before we turn on the microphones, Taylor went to Matt and said,
I said, I want to take the PICO home and just start playing with it. Learn the setups and maybe mess around with my wife's car or my truck and just start seeing what things do and how they react.
Isn't it amazing how we have to play with stuff to learn how it works, to take the knowledge from the class? And he's apparently going to become your PICO scope
and that's great
guy.
That's what we've got to be looking at as the future evolves in the business. There's going to be a lot of technology that we are troubleshooting, and we need these sophisticated tools to help us out. So I'm just excited to hear that statement.
Isn't it great? I mean,
that was really
truly,
cool
it's all worth the money.
Yeah.
Now, but you haven't had any fun here, have you?
I've had tons of fun here.
You're not supposed to. This is a business style meeting. You're not supposed to have any fun.
This is training.
I think out of everybody in the shop, I personal experience, besides Matt, I was probably the one that's like, "Hey, Vision, couple days, guys, couple days. We only got a couple days, and we're going down. We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna learn." And and all the other guys just kind of look at me and they're like, "What's wrong with you? What are you doing?" And I'm like, I'm excited. I'm ready to learn. I had a good time last year. I didn't know Vision was a thing until I came and worked for Matt. And I've been in it for about 9 years, off and on for about 9 years.
This isn't your first time here, is it, Matt?
That's my 8th or 9th year.
Your 8th or 9th year coming.
Yep.
Is it your first time bringing the team?
I did last year as well.
You did as well.
Yep.
So we've done episodes on this. Close for training, invest the money. And every time someone says they've done this, they've never missed a beat to meet the numbers of the month. And their business has flourished because of the training, the networking, and the camaraderie. I mean, you're going to learn just as much on the when the classes aren't going as you are in the class.
Right.
So what have you learned outside of the classroom?
So outside of the classroom, we kind of talked about it a little bit this morning, and just some of the things that have gone on in our shop. We've had lots of just learning experiences when it comes to alignments, when it comes to timing chains and things like that. And every day at work has been a day of learning something new for the most part. I mean, there's been those days where we've kind of just, we're doing brake jobs, we're doing suspension, we're doing this, we're doing that, and the great thing I feel personally about it is I'm blessed that I met Matt when I did. I was in a bad place working for people that just didn't care to teach you anything. And then him and I met, and then it was just, I'm going to be by your side to help you through a lot of things. We're going to learn things together. And I think since we've been working together, we've learned a lot of things. And, him learns something new. He teaches me something new, and then I have that instilled in me to remember that for the next time that I run across this problem or, whatever it is. And he's very patient, very understanding about it. And, he treats me good and treats all of us good to make sure that we're all learning every day.
Taylor, do you feel that if you don't have a perpetual yearly investment of at least 40 hours in training, that you're going to bring value to Matt's business?
If I didn't have it, I don't know. I don't think I would have as much importance or help for him and our customers and stuff like that as, somebody that would be going to training 40 hours or just putting the time in during the year.
Do you have a thirst to learn?
Yes.
I may have to invite him on the show more than you.
I think you should.
He's really good.
He's good at speaking.
I mean, yeah, pardon?
We just found your new gift.
Yeah, we got.
I guess
yeah,
so,
that's what it's about.
Yeah,
I need
a sidekick. Are you kidding me? This is great. I love it.
The shop language is different from being professional. So that's old.
Yeah, maybe you could be my Ed McMahon. I love that.
Oh Lord.
Now I'm showing my age. Aren't I? Oh my God. Who's Ed McMahon? I love it. Yeah, Vic Trosick is here, coach, shop owner coach. How you doing, Vic?
I am doing fantastic.
Well, great. You're standing.
I am.
And you have a new hip.
Two new hips.
Two new hips.
Good to hear.
I have to tell you, how many times have I seen Steve Finzel? Steve Finzel was walking by a little while ago with on his cane, and I said, "What happened?" He goes, "It's a new hip." I mean, I have met and seen 20 new hips here.
It's a new thing.
Wow. Wow, that's a new thing going around.
Anyway, it's so glad to have you here, Vic, and everyone. We want to just keep it alive and move everyone around in the seat. Mike, you want to come up and take Matt's place, and let's just turning things around.
Thank you.
Hey, my buddy. Thank you. Nice to see you. I see. And your wife is here with you?
Yes, she's right over here.
And are you a technician? Well, the cool thing about what Matt did is he not only invested in Taylor, he invested in bringing the wife.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. He made sure to take care of all of us.
Man, high fives to you on that investment.
Gold star.
Unbelievable. What's that?
He gets a gold star. He gets 5 gold stars.
Yeah. It's unbelievable to hear. Well, Vic, what's new in the coaching world? Anything?
Staying on top of things.
Yeah.
As a business coach, you've got to come here. You've got to see what's going on. You got to see the technometric audibly marketing materials that are coming out there.
Yeah.
What's out there so we can stay on top of where are we at with our coaching clients? How can we coach them better?
Yep, got it. Well, we appreciate everything that you do and all the stuff that you do on the podcast and with the coaches group. And for our dinner last night, I ate your shrimp because you're on a diet. Thank you so much.
Invited to dinner.
Sorry.
You were in the wrong place at the wrong time.
You were invited
here.
here.
Was a Sheridan bar. That's what I've heard.
Mike Dela Cruz from first time. Yeah, right.
Somebody punked me.
What a
I got
lie.
punked. I got punked.
You told me the other day that you're here because it's your 12th year and you don't want to miss something, I think.
Yeah. I can't miss this.
And
yeah,
you've
no matter
probably
where I go, I'm coming here to vision.
Mike's a legacy guy who's worked for every company who's in the Expo Hall.
Every single one. Every
Wow.
single one.
Been around the block a few
Yeah,
times.
around the block.
Hey, he's really secretly 120 years old.
Yeah, 119.
Your new company, Overdrive.
Yes.
And that's spelled how? It's spelled
with
different.
a Y. So
With
it's OVERDRYVE.
And
Right here, Carm.
I'm excited.
Branded, right?
I'm excited for you, man.
Branded.
Brand new company.
Branded.
Yeah.
Yeah. And marketing?
Marketing management. Marketing and
In the
vendor.
mic. In the mic.
Yeah, I keep forgetting. Marketing and vendor relations management. So
Cool.
If you think about the day in the life of a shop owner, they're working with 5+ vendors.
Yeah.
My role is to go in there and take everything marketing and vendor relations off of their plate
Wow.
to allow them to free up more time. And it's going well. I'm a month in and way better than expected. And I'm at a point where I'm going to be hiring really, really soon. And
Cool.
just growth coming out of the gates. It's just been fun.
So glad to hear it.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome.
A great loyal follower of the podcast. Thank you all so much.
Very well.
Jerry, can we get Jerry up here in your place, Taylor? Paul, you want to come in? This
he's
is
double fisted.
this is so well. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Are you kidding me? We have. Hey, Paul, come on in. Why don't you take Jerry's spot? And you may have to. In fact, do me a favor. Sorry for everybody who's watching live. Jerry, would you come over here? Because I think the mic is going to be better for you right there. And Paul, go over on that one, even though you're a little taller. And so I want to introduce you all to Jerry Holcomb, who's the guy in the black shirt that says Vision on his shirt. And he's been constantly referred to as the godfather of Vision, one of the founders from 30+ years ago.
31 years ago.
31 years ago this year. Thank you so much for your vision back then.
Well, we wanted training. We didn't know how to get it, so we just made our own.
You made your own.
Basically.
You started from scratch.
Yep.
And now we have thousands of people, hundreds of vendors, and some of the best trainers in the industry.
It has grown to something that I never imagined.
Wow.
Definitely never imagined anything like this.
Any advice for the people who aren't here, Jerry?
Be here.
Yeah. Some great advice.
I mean, I think the biggest thing to talk about this year is we started a new training position.
Academy.
It's a general service training academy.
Yeah.
And it's for GS type people that change oil, change tires, do inspections, stuff like that. And basically we blocked out 2 full days and they've got to be there both days for the full day. And we divided into modules, alignment angles, tire repairs, air conditioning, enough basic electricity and safety. We're real big on safety and lift stuff. And these guys, we had about 40 people in the class and we were really excited. They had lots of feedback and they were very engaged in the class. And we're looking forward to having 80 of them next year.
And I guarantee you there's going to be 80. I did an episode with Travis Troy, who had the impetus of an idea a while back for GSTA, General Service Training Academy. And he kind of got into the details of all the people, all the different types of training and all the different trainers that stepped up to do this. And I was so impressed with the commitment that Vision has to bring the general service people to Vision. And then think about going through the Thursday and the Friday and then jumping into the higher level training Saturday. If there was a way that we could show a career path to our young people, that has to be that unbelievable 2-day session. It's brilliant.
Sounds like it.
And thank you for giving the God bless to that, Godfather.
It was definitely Travis's idea. He brought it out at one of our committee meetings. And we all just went, why haven't we thought of that before?
It's brilliant.
It's just
brilliant.
We're really excited about it.
Well, thank you so much for all that you do for the industry and for Vision, Milwaukee. You're the spark plug here.
Right back at you, Carmen.
Thanks, buddy.
You've done a lot for the industry too.
Appreciate it so much. Paul
Thank you,
Marquardt.
Jerry.
Paul
Yeah,
Marquardt is with
appreciate it.
us.
I feel
Paul.
honored to be next to a legend here.
Yeah, you are next to a legend.
I
the
want
moment.
a personal thank you as a shop owner and as a technician, as a trainer, that's he's organizing such an event like this. This is
He has a
phenomenal series.
team.
I
Sherry Hamilton and the team.
Yeah, you guys did an awesome job.
How
It made
cool.
It made it look easy, and I know there's a lot of work
Yeah.
behind the scenes that goes on to put something like this
I-
together.
Definitely.
It's amazing. Hey, Paul, why don't you move
I'm gonna head
into?
out.
Thanks, Jerry. Appreciate that. Why don't you move into that because the microphone's
All
a
right.
little closer because you're so damn. How do I get all these guys that are 6 foot? Are you kidding me?
Me.
Yeah, except for you, except for me. Matt, I dare
up,
put
Matt?
you in front of that mic, but you may have to slouch down. Put the headphones on so you can hear yourself. So Paul,
Yes, sir.
you're training.
I am.
You're a shop owner,
I am.
and how do you find the time to train and write all the courses?
I make the time, because there's such a need for not only for continuing training. I do a lot of service advisor training, and we find that there's a lot of people out there that struggle with communications. My whole premise is building customer relations. And I've always felt that once we establish that relationship with the customer, the sales comes secondary. And so I make the time. It's it's like anything. If it's important enough for you, you'll make the time to do it.
Great point.
And that's exactly what we do.
How cool!
Yeah.
What's the name of the course or the courses you're teaching here?
I actually do a 2-day service advisor class. I condense it down to a 1-day service advisor class.
Wow, that's a lot.
And I did this 2 days in a row yesterday, and I just finished up the last one this afternoon. So 8 hours of intensive service advisor training.
Wow.
Yeah.
Talk to me about what's the feedback that you get at the end of it?
Oh, phenomenal. It's fine by the few classes I get where everybody was applauding. They weren't throwing things at me, so I thought that was a good thing.
Oh, that's a plus.
Yeah, but I've been running into some of the service advisors throughout the show, and they're coming up to me, and they're just the impact that just that 8 hours with them. I say they got so much out of that in that 8 hours, and to me, that's payment enough. Just knowing that I helped them just open their eyes a little bit, change a little bit of the policies or the procedures and how they're handling with customers, and establishing those relationships.
It seems to me that service advisor training is the hottest thing that's out there. Yeah, we've got to have technical training. I get that. But from a management side, yeah, there's nothing like culture and leadership and financial, but more and more, all the service advisor training, it's creeping heavily into the agendas today.
Oh, and I agree. And one of the takeaways I got is I had some of the service advisors in class have attended other service advising classes, and one of the takeaways was, boy, this is so much what everybody else is talking about. And so they're starting to understand that consulting is consulting. Taking care of the customer is taking care of the customer, and it's as simple as that.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
It's always great to know you. Thank you for all that you do as far as being here.
I
Northwoods Auto Tech.
Yep. And just as a side note, this was my very first time coming to Vision.
Whoa.
But I thought it was important enough that we closed the shop down, and I brought my whole team down.
And how many are here?
I have four of my techs are here because that's all I have is 4 techs. So I got all 4 techs, and both of my service advisors are here. And any shop owner that's thinking about doing this, I highly encourage you. Don't look at it as an expense. Look at it as an investment in your team. So
we've got a service advisor here.
Hey.
So I took Paul's class.
Yeah, that's right, Jake.
All right.
Probably last year at
All
some
right.
point, I believe. And it was really good. It was one of those classes where, yeah, the material's all there, but the way that it was instructed by Paul, you could tell, A, he cared, B, actually wanted to make a difference and made sure everybody understood what he was teaching, not just reading off of a board.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that.
You just got a Yelp review.
I did. Live on
My
Carmen.
background, just so everybody knows, he didn't just pay me. I got 14 years in the industry, so he does a pretty good job.
Wow.
So
I mean, you would know, right?
yeah, well, sometimes
So tell me about being a service advisor. Do you love it?
it's a lot of fun. Yeah. We get to deal with some pretty high stressful situations. But one of the reasons why I do this is because we get to resolve those high stressful situations. intake all the information and then really problem solve. And I'm a problem solver by trade. I was a technician for 6 years, and then they basically said, hey, you can talk to people and solve problems. Go up front and sell this big ticket, and then here we are, ever since.
Love it.
So
I didn't even introduce you. Jake Ostland?
Yes. Nailed it, actually.
Say again?
You nailed the last name.
Yep. I got it right.
Yep.
From Accelerated Diagnostics.
Yep.
I
work for Mr. Wag.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You work for
I'm
Matt
Matt's secretary. Yep. So
yeah. Okay. Oh my God. Thank you for all that you did to get you guys through that terrible thing with his elbow.
That was a pretty sporty couple months, that's for sure.
Wow.
But we, the good thing with Matt is he laid the groundwork and then also just installed trust in me. Hey, you're going to handle this. You're going to be just fine. And not that I didn't know that already, but
let's put Paul further on the spot.
Yeah.
What was your biggest takeaway?
The biggest takeaway from Paul's class.
I need Jeopardy music playing.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. I thought we were putting Paul on the spot, not me, but I would just probably say, and this is kind of weird, the service advisor actual training, I'm pretty knowledgeable on that, but just the level of care he had for his clients and his guests that he had. He cared about the little ones and all the big ones too, and that was what I kind of took away. Is it's really cool to see an owner that cares about the $30 ticket as well as the $5,000 ticket. Everybody's the same level with him. You could just tell it just from learning from him in that class. So,
you know what? I can introduce Matt Lockowitzer from Matt's Automotive Service. Matt, you believe in service advisor training, I know.
Yep.
Very much so. You have a class too, and maybe someday you'll be here teaching it. Which is kind of cool. Become a coach recently. Excited for you on that. Not recently, but you've been a coach for a while. But you're a service advisor for years. You're a shop owner. Let's talk about this. I found this interesting survey from CDK Global. They talked to 2,000 shoppers. And they said that the customer was looking for a dedicated space, meaning they want to wait to do remote work. What's your thoughts on that? 47% of the survey said they prefer to wait, and they want places they can do their remote work. Do we have to rethink? Because remember COVID, nobody could stay, and then post-COVID, you said we don't want waiters anymore. Mm-hmm. Is that survey crazy? What are you feeling? What are you hearing? What are you seeing?
We see quite a few people waiting. They're doing work. I have lawyers that come in and they're working on cases. We have busy people that are working remotely that want to come in. Sorry, I hit the camera.
It's okay. Keep going.
But, we have people that come in and wait all the time, and it's interesting. We're seeing a lot more people actually waiting 3, 4, 5 hours for jobs to get completed, and I don't think COVID's flipped it. Now we're kind of going back to some normalcy, but now we have people that are working remote. They got nothing else to do, so they're going to sit and they're going to do their work while they're waiting for their car.
So do we need to make a really cool cubicle for them with all the gizmos that they need to plug in?
Yeah, so we've in our stores, we've got workstations set up. We've had that since before COVID even, but we had a lot of people even before COVID that did work from home or whatever like that, and so we've always had those spaces set up. Even next to our couches, we got the little desks that you can actually have wheels and they'll roll over, and you can put your legs under them and they can work right from the waiting room couch. Or we got high-rise ones where they can stand. And
what are you seeing? How many of the days customers are sticking around or working from?
I don't know if 42%, but I would say probably 30% maybe.
Really? Wow. Are you kidding me? Get over here. Come on in. All my friends are going by and they're just waving to me, watching me work, and no one wants to come in and work with me. What's going on? So what's your opinion, Paul, on this?
Well, what we're starting to see is a lot of the people that are working remote, A, they're not putting the miles on that they have in the past. And B, what we're seeing is that they're retiring cars. They're getting rid of cars because all of a sudden they realize they don't need to have 2 or 3 cars in the family, 1 car sitting. So now they're dumping or getting rid of some of their vehicles. We're in northern Wisconsin. We had a big influx of customers actually move up from the cities because once COVID hit, they came to their cabins because they wanted to get out of the cities, and they found that they could work out the cabins just as easily as they could in Chicago, Milwaukee, Rockford area. And so what happens, they sold their places down there. So we had an influx of customers coming up. And then now they're selling some vehicles. We still get customers that wait. It's important, critical for us to have a wireless connectivity independent for our customers or our clients to be able to log in and do work. And yeah, just like Matt was saying too, we have customers that sometimes we'll do an oil change, they'll get done with the work and they'll hang around for another hour or two because they're in the middle of something and they're getting work done because they're not at home and the dog is barking in the background or things like that. So
100% right there.
Yeah. So they enjoy the privacy of being able to do complete work. Now I don't have a big waiting area, but we do make it big enough and comfortable enough where customers can actually sit there and get some things done.
If this was a marketing strategy, would we then want to email all of our accounts and says, hey, listen, we know we're in post-COVID, and we're going to call it COVID flu, I think, in the future, right? That's what we're going to call it. It's over with, but we know it's never going to go away. Do we tell them, look, we've reappointed our areas that if you are a remote worker, and we don't know if you are, and your life has changed, don't be afraid to come on and bring the laptop. Would that be something that is worthy? Will customers just tell their friends, "Wow, there's a remote work friendly waiting room at this shop"?
I would say if you did that marketing strategy, I would want to really, really pre-fruit it. And what I mean by that is I still don't want a ton of people waiting in the shop. But I know that there is a spot for that. And if you marketed it correctly, it could potentially be solid. If you could figure out a way to not bring on an influx of everybody. It took us a lot of years to train our consumer, our clients, our guests to, hey, I would like you to drop your vehicle off at 8 so I can work it through versus you be disappointed at 10 o'clock when I cannot get to your vehicle right at 10 because I'm in the middle of a different job that took longer or we didn't estimate the time correctly, didn't schedule correctly, things like that. So I think if you could nail the marketing and maybe somebody else and like Paul tries it first and I can watch how Northern Wisconsin does it, you know.
I think it really comes down to the space that you have. If our waiting room is a separate section, they're not sitting in front of my people. That's what creates the anxiety that we have built in this industry is I got a waiter in front of me. It makes me want to rush, makes me want to go faster. If they're, like for us, they're in a different section of the building. So it doesn't create that anxiety as bad. So if you had the right space, yes, this could work. But you have to have the right space for it.
And be careful how you promote it, I guess is what you're saying.
Yeah. And like to his point, I mean, so the way that our showroom is set up, it's a really nice showroom. It's really inviting. But my issue, and Paul may have this similar issue, I don't know you super well, Matt, but I like to talk. And I'm very easily distracted. I'll be the first one and Matt can tell you that if I have a customer up there, it's not so much of they're bugging me. It's probably more me bugging them, but we get in a hour-long conversation and then it's like, oh man, I gotta go do my job too, so if I could get a wall or something like that or a cubicle.
So you're saying it would be a distraction for the waiter because you gab so much?
For both of us, we would both distract each other.
Okay,
for sure.
I agree with that.
And I'm not saying gabbing's a bad thing.
No, I'm
not.
I built a lot of really good repertoire with some people, but also
repertoires. I love that.
That's your job as an advisor, is to build a relationship.
Absolutely.
And you got to have that. It's almost like I remember a guy who's got this incredible closing rate on future appointments for maintenance.
Yes, and how a good podcast, by the way. Listen to that one.
And unbelievable. And back of my head, I know his name. Anyway, I apologize. He sometimes they have the standalone kiosk, no paper or no nothing, or goes out into the waiting room, sits next to the client, and says, "Hey, let's wrap this whole thing up." And oh, by the way, in July 12th, we've got you scheduled in here. Drop the car off to do that 75,000 mile check. If you can't make it, no problem. But you remember we talked about saving you all this kind of money and getting this car to 250,000 miles because you know what cars cost today. And he says, "Yeah, great." And so it's almost that the intimacy of the relationship that I think, and it goes back to I cannot leave my dentist chair when I had a cleaning without having a schedule. They won't let me out. I mean, it's almost like there's locks on the door, or they have me strapped to the seat and they say, "Carm, how's this date work? We're on a 6-month or a 4-month schedule." And I just take out my smartphone, I look it up and I says, "Book it." It's like I wait for the appointment to be set. And it's just part of the relationship I have with my dentist. Why shouldn't it be part of the relationship that consumers have with you? Oh my God, Dennis. Hi, everybody. Oh my God. The lead dog from Guru's Garage. Oh my God, I can't believe it. The lead dog, he's a good friend. But what's your opinion of the maintenance appointments, man?
I think it's a good idea. It's just hard to get people to consistently do it.
But we have to change that paradigm, don't we?
Yeah. It's just continuously. Then how do you put a system in place that continuously reminds people that because you're looking at, you got to do phone calls, you got to do emails, you got to do texts. Like some of that technology is there, some of it isn't fully built in a lot of CRMs. So how do you make this all work?
Got it. I know. Well, it's almost like rally the troops. Take one of your 10 stores, soon to be 11. Wow.
Yeah. Congrats on that.
That's congratulations.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
He's on fire. I went up to him and I says, do you have a rich uncle with a basket full of hundreds that I could also get to know? And he goes, no, it's just good business. And I love it. We got to do a podcast on how to get capital. But
right.
Yeah. Well, guys, hey, look, thanks for being here with me. I appreciate it. We're at Vision 2023. As always, we promise we have a live show. And Tracy and I talked about a new format next year that I'm just going to go out on the floor and walk around and with my roving mic and just,
that'd be cool.
Just talk to people all over the place.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be cool?
That would be very neat. Yeah.
Go out on the floor. So next year.
They can't hide.
Yeah, no one can hide from me. That
I've been trying to sneak into this room for a couple years now, so I'm the opposite of that.
I'm glad you did, buddy. I really have. Wow, it's great.
I keep telling Matt we're going to leave him at the shop, and I'm going to go on one of these instead.
Very good. Well, you did it. You did it. I appreciate it. So we're signing off from Vision 2023. Thanks for hanging with us. Thanks for all your support for the podcast, Remarkable Results Radio. We're on every single podcast app that you can possibly believe in. So please subscribe and subscribe to our YouTube channel. It'd be great. Thanks, guys.
All right. Thanks, Carm.